Salesforce is a public company that unveiled its new platform called Salesforce One at the Jacob Javits Center in New York City on November 19th, 2014. You see here the breakout sessions, and a breakout session basically is really nothing more than a lecture. Approximately 500 attended per session. They had a checking area there for your stuff, and now we're taking a trip down into the breakout session area. They gave you t-shirts for filling out feedback. They're a very customer service oriented company. This is a picture of their worldwide activity and shows how they use Twitter and social media to communicate. This was a lecture given at the CEO's luncheon to which I was invited. This is actually the meal that was served. I showed this because the roast beef short rib was the best I've ever had in my life. These are my attendees at my table. These are all high-level executives at various firms. The only people invited to this luncheon were CEOs. That gentleman there is from Connecticut. And this gentleman here is actually a Salesforce employee. This is an example of how the city of Philadelphia uses Salesforce to organize its operations. And here's the Jacob Javits Center, and I'm leading you into the keynote area, which we were directed to after lunch. And this is an example of the moderator speaking to one of the non-for-profit people that Salesforce featured during this session. I myself actually, as the CEO of a non-for-profit, was asked to stand up and take a round of applause from the audience. So they're very heavily committed to non-for-profits.
Site to make donations. It allows us to tell a story. It allows us to personalize that story based on the donor's preferences, and it allows us to remind them to give. So I like to say with working at a charity, people when they make a donation don't get a pair of shoes in the mail or a cool new gadget for their kitchen. We actually have to remind them and pull them in and get them to tug their heartstrings to get them to donate.
Well, Katie, I hope I can join you in challenging the group here, the group that's joining us by webcast. Your numbers are huge, but I did a little bit more math. I kind of figured out that it's kind of the equivalent of pinning a $5 bill to the shirt of your child on the first day of school with a note that says, "The teacher, we hope this helps." It's better than nothing, but there's so much more that can be done, and thank you for making it so accessible to people to feel involved and invested in just this critical task of getting the resources to teachers and their kids.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Face hunger on a daily basis, and we rescue food from all of the supermarkets across the city, wholesale markets, the hotels you mentioned, and this year we'll aim to rescue around 50 million pounds of food. But the demand is very high for our services, and since 2008 the soup kitchens and pantries that we serve have experienced a 43% increase in attendance, which is incredible.
We've gotten some accolades, and we're a pretty humble company. We've done some pretty good things, but you can see some of the success. You can see that we've celebrated our 15th birthday. We've been recognized by IDC as the #1 CRM company in the world. That's pretty good. We feel pretty good about that. We've been identified by Fortune as the most admired company in software, or the 7th best company to work with. Lynn, I do not want those cookies. I love those cookies. That's the problem. I'll be visiting my doctor next week, and he's going to yell at me. But anyway, those are freshly baked cookies provided by the Girl Scouts. And many of you probably know the charter of the Girl Scouts. They do amazing things for the community. There are over 2 million Girl Scouts today. They inspire over 800,000 volunteers. So Maggie, it's an inspirational organization. It does so many things in the community. It's made a difference in so many people's lives. And you're the CIO, no small task. So what's top of mind for you?
Well, people know us for our cookies, of course. And it's thanks to Salesforce that you actually each got a box of cookies on your seat or under your seat. I hope you've all got your favorite flavor. If not, it'll be cookie season soon.
I just want to know, are there lemon creams in the audience?
You might have to fight each other for them, so they're there somewhere. That's what people know us for. There's a few things that are less well known about us. For one thing, every penny of the revenue from the sale of our cookies goes back to the Girl Scouts, goes back to those troops. And those girls will use that money in those troops either for their own experience, their own education, to travel somewhere, or to actually pay back to their own community by building swings for less able children and to pay back into their community.
And they can say, you know what? I have a project that I'm doing in a building, and there's a certain temperature, and I need to know if I can apply this substance to it, or this material in this temperature, and what technique should I use, and what brush should I use, or what sort of hammer should I use. And I can collaborate with my peer group, or I can contact somebody at Home Depot and they can give me some advice on how to do this. And those of you who are consumers, you can also go to community.homedepot.com and you can get on, and you can take on projects, and you can get all sorts of advice.
The second, but it's really important for me to think about that store and how to improve it. So let's go. I'm ready to go. I know what's going on at Wesleyan Cafe. Why don't we go visit them right now? I think, here we are. Hello, Wesleyan Cafe, how's it going? So this is Coca-Cola sales rep, and I'm visiting my customer here, right here at Wesleyan Cafe. So the first thing I'm going to do when I get there, I'm going to bring up the app, and I'm going to do basically a little survey. I'm going to look around the store. I'm going to see what's going on, what Coca-Cola product is exposed, how it's doing. I'm going to go ahead and that information is now pushed back up to Salesforce, and that red score is calculated. Okay, this makes it really easy for me to do my job. I know if I can get that score above 80, that customer is going to be more successful. I'm going to be more successful. Coca-Cola is going to be more successful. And what that graphic is telling me is that to get that score above 80, I have one thing to do. I need to talk to them about a cooler. The cooler score is only 45%, and I can get that higher and get that score above 80. So let's view. Keith, that is just an amazing, amazing story, amazing video. I really want to say thank you for sharing your story with us. And Keith, back to you.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Give me a Coke with a smile, man. Thanks. Coke and the cookies, that's great.
Against college kids sitting in dorm rooms writing software. And that's a different way of thinking about what the speed to market is.
We chose Salesforce because we wanted to go fast. I didn't have to learn the basic 101s of how these software pieces come together. I could take the needs of my customer and through concept and design, rapidly generate this and turn it into a solution.
Business leaders and businesses today need to recognize that we're in the age of digital, of mobile, and just look at the power of using Salesforce as a platform to really help them transform their business. Our mission right now is we want to connect everything, so we're really excited and really happy to have a partner like Salesforce to just open the door to where we're going to go in this world of connected devices.
I was very privileged to have my daughter Lucy join me at this wonderful event. She was listed as the we promoted her today to the vice chairman of the board.
It's
true. So tell us, Lucy, what are your impressions so far?
Well, we're here at the Javits Center in New York City, and it's been very interesting. We were over in the developer zone. I really have absolutely no idea what's going on or what any of this is, but I sure know how to look like I do.